I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, says Yahuwah, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. One plain verse where the Anointed One said, He is Almighty Yahuwah, one Lord and Almighty that is omnipresent in all positions at the same time. So many people are believing that Christ died for their sins and cleansed them with his blood, but do not believe he is Almighty from heaven. Think, how is it possible with sinful DNA we inherit from Adam? 1 Corinthians 15:47. The first man is of the earth, the second man is Yahuwah from heaven. 1 John 5:6. This is he that came by water and blood, even Yahuwah Christ, not by water only, but by water and blood. And it is the Spirit that bears witness, because the Spirit is truth. For there are three that bear record in heaven, the Father, the Word, and the Holy Spirit, and these three are one. John 19:34. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water. Important note, it's about being baptized into the Word and Spirit of truth, of his eternal blood and water from heaven. This is how we are baptized in his blood and water, through eternal perception of this eternal operation, his eternal favor, not just literal water. Colossians 2:12, buried with him in baptism, wherein also ye are risen with him, through the eternal perception of the operation of Almighty, who hath raised him from the dead. Baptism is for us to imagine eternal blood and water when emerged, not that the physical water cleansed us from sin. Noah was saved by physical rain from heaven. It was the example of Christ. 1 Peter 3:21, the like figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us. Not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience toward Almighty by the resurrection of Yahuwah Christ. Psalms 22:14, I am poured out like water, and I will pour upon the house of David, and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the spirit of grace or eternal favor and of supplications. And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him, as one mourns for his only son. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, says Yahuwah, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty.